The old beater Traxxas Desert Racer is going to get a Hobbywing MAX6 ESC, a new Hobbyking Servo, and a GT5 Radio. Let's get this thing apart. Obviously the body's off and the interior's out. The interior comes out with the two screws right there, right here. I had to pull the X piece out of the top. This goes right into here. And there's also two screws in the back over here that actually go into the back of the interior. So that's how you pull the interior out. I did have to loosen these to give a little more room. And then you can have access to the ESC and the battery plugs. I like the way Traxxas has their battery plug system set up. It's neat, it's convenient, and it's just flat out nice. So I'm going to try to duplicate that with my MAX6 EZ run here using XT90s, because I like the convenience of how that is. Battery goes in the spot and just plug it up and go. I'm also going to keep the two plugs because in case you're unaware, this is a 8S ESC. Yeah, at some point in the near future it's going to get 8S. I'm just waiting for the right motor to come in, and it's going to move along pretty quick. But anyway, back to this one. I'm just going to pull the ESC out, see how that setup is, and see if I can duplicate something like that for the XT90s. There is the new MAX6 as opposed to the Traxxas VXL 6S. They are a very similar size, so the MAX6 will go right in place of it, and should not be an issue. There's a MAX6 in position. I got to do a little bit of work to get the plugs in right over there so they're nice and secured, kind of the way it was from the factory. The motor wires will reach the ESC. They aren't exactly as tight as I would want them to be into the ESC, so I'm just going to try to expand the plug a little bit to see if I can get the fit good enough that I'll give it a run. If not, I'll be changing those plugs. And the wires coming out of the motor appear to be winding wires, so if that's the case, it's going to be fun soldering on some new plugs, but I can do it. With a little bit of Dremel work, by opening those up a little bit, I have got the XT90s to fit in this. This may actually work. I've got that one in. Now I did have to shave off the raised lettering on the XT90s, but I'm going to go ahead and put the other one in now. And there we have it. Now these should slide into those holes right there, push up against the face, and then this hasn't been drilled all the way out, so this should hold in position. So let's go ahead and see if we can stick this in that spot and see what we get. And there it is from the bottom. Let's see, we're going to see if we can plug a battery into one of these. We'll go to this one right here. There it is. Battery is in. And here, battery is in. That's exactly what I wanted. Haha! That was easier than I thought. Nothing but a little Dremel work. I've got the ESC in position. I was able to expand the plugs enough to give me a good tight fit into the ESC. The battery plugs are there. That is just awesome. That worked out way better than I thought. And I'm going to glue the on-off switch back here somewhere, maybe nice and easy to get to. And I'm going to glue it down with Amazing Goop. I really like this stuff. It sticks great and you can remove it. But I've had problems with the two-sided tape coming loose, so I glue the stuff, and I'm going to take a break, let the glue set, and worry about wiring up to the receiver and get started on the servo. I just let this thing sit overnight, added a little bit of glue on the receiver wire. I'm going to have to do an extension right there to allow it to get into the receiver box, and everything is fully secured. You can see the on-off switch right there. I'm going to add a little more glue to fill that cavity, and it is time to jump on the servo. This truck is designed to work at it from on the bottom, and steering servo is right under there. Time to pull that belly back off. I'm replacing the horrible weak 2075X servo with the Hobbyking HK47903TM. Now this servo is good for an honest 300 ounces of power. So this thing should have way more than enough to take care of this truck. And it's 25 splines, so it should go right in, bolt for bolt. Servo is out. As you can see, the holes right there, those are the two screws that hold it in place. That holds a bracket, and the bracket holds the servo. Simple, easy. I just took the link loose right there. Got the servo in place. I centered it up with the radio before I put the horn on there, so if you don't do that, you're going to be taking it back out. And this servo was provided by Sean Larman, Jack's RC Recycle and Repair. This was also in one of my previous tests, and it came out to a good solid 320 ounces for the most part, which should be more than enough for this truck. Got the GT5 receiver in place, got the wires secured. This thing is ready to be closed back up. I do have an additional wire which I'll secure up here for the transponder, because at some point I'm going to be racing this thing. You know what's going to happen. It's back together, ready to go. Going to charge up that battery, which has been doing great for me, and let's get this thing out in the dirt. Got the UDR outside, probably a little bit windy here, but we're going to give this thing a shot. Let's see how that steering servo works. Plenty of strength, it's just a little bit slow. Gonna have to get used to this new radio. That's not bad. Well, that was my first ride. ESC is awesome. Servo did awesome. I did, however, have rear wheel hex. Let me get up close and show you guys what happened. There it is. There's my failure. Basically, the axle pin spun in the wheel hex. There's a good one. You can see it's nice and straight, no damage at all. Those are the pins on the axles, and it just simply spun in the wheel hex. I'll get this replaced and get it back up and running. But as far as this video, the MAX6 did great. I mean, the power was there. It felt a little bit stronger, maybe that. But the servo did good. The radio did good too. Being able to tune the radio for the steering gyro, how much it gives you, the priority settings to allow you to override the gyro is just phenomenal. I love it. So I'm going to work on getting these taken care of and get this thing back in the dirt. Thank you guys for watching.